What is up, everybody? It's your homeboy CruzinMoto, and I got an update with you guys for the stepson and since he's been out of the house. So what is up, everybody? We're back, and before we get started, make sure you guys hit that notification bell next to the subscribe button so you guys get notified of all the videos every time I upload so you guys don't miss one, alright? So as you guys see from the title, I had to teach my stepson a hard lesson. If you guys didn't know, he had been served with a restraining order. I want to say it was on Thursday. On Thursday last week, he got served with a restraining order, and where he had to move out of the house and he had to stay away from all of us for a while. Yeah, is that a dick move, having to kick your own kid out of the house so he can learn something? I don't think so. When you got a kid that was as stubborn as my stepson, not wanting to do anything to help himself, not wanting to change, constantly still stealing from us, everything you guys have all seen, you know, this is something that had to be done. Had to be done. Just so it could wake him the hell up and let him know that everything he's doing to people that care about him and people that do everything for him. It's not something we wanted to do. We didn't want to have to do this. Normally you want your kids to want to move out. They want to move out when they're 18. You don't want to have to kick them out, okay? It was something we tried to avoid. We tried to keep telling this kid for the last couple years, hey man, you're coming to be 18. You need to start getting your act together. You need to go to school, get good grades, get your high school diploma or a GED, something. So when you're out on your own, you got all this stuff, you know, working out for you. Well, we all know he got kicked out of school. He went to juvie 3-4 times, whatever it was. And, you know, and the kid just doesn't learn. He keeps getting drunk all the time, every day. Shoot, what was it? Even like 3-4 days before his birthday, we were telling him, you know, you need to go down, get your ID card, and you go down to the Social Security office so you can get your check for your disability thing that's going to hit you in, you know, in the next 20-something years. You know, they'll give it to you now because you got it and stuff, you know. So like, dude, that's cash money in your pocket every month, guaranteed. You know, why wouldn't you want that? You know, we're keep telling them you need to go do this and that, take care of this stuff now that you're 18 and stuff. And what does the kid want to do? He wants to stay at home, get drunk, steal from us, and cause more trouble. It's like, okay, bud, you know, it was, what was it, a couple days after his birthday, freaking cops had to come for him. Already twice cops came, you know, and because he was disturbing the peace at home, being all super drunk and shit. It was retarded. I went and turned in the restraining order. The cop suggested I do so, and I went and did it, and the restraining order got granted that day. And fucking, you know, so he's out of the house. He's been out of the house for, I think it's 3 days now. 3. And the kid is already, well, I dropped him off over at his cousin's house. That's where he wanted to go. That's where he said he wanted to go be at. So that's where I took him. Took him to his cousin's house, and then I'm at work, and his cousin messages me, and he's like, hey man, he's like, Eric can't stay here for very long at all. You know, he's like, I already got, you know, 9 people living here at our house and stuff. And it's like, he's like, can he just come home for 2 days before he moves over into Ehrenberg, into Arizona with one of my wife's friends? She's going to let him stay there. And I'm like, no, I can't, man. You know, I was like, because if I do, or if we do, Eric's going to sit there when we have the court date on the 30th of this month, you know, for the whole restraining order thing. He's going to throw that in our faces right in front of the judge and be like, well, they let me freaking stay here, blah, 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 and all that shit, right? And he'll do that crap. And, you know, we ain't just trying to sit there and play that stupid game he's going to play. Not happening. So we're not going to sit there and play that stupid game with them where he can throw it in our faces and stuff and everything. And, you know, right now the kid's learning. He can't support his own weed habit. He can't support his own freaking cigarette habit or anything right now. And he's freaking hating life. He's hating it. And, you know, and I told his cousin, I was like, bro, I was like, he's not your problem. I was like, if you don't want him to be there, it's your house. Tell him he's got to kick rocks, you know? I was like, we were like, if that kid has to stay on the streets for a freaking few days, so be it. The kid, I told him, I was like, the kid needs to wake the fuck up. You know, he needs this rude awakening, like a rude ass awakening. You know, it's because the kid's not going to learn. He's not going to. He needs this. He needs it in a bad way. You know, it's like my mother-in-law, she didn't want to put the restraining order on him. His mom didn't want to do it. Of course, no parent, actual mom or dad, parent, whatever, is going to want to do that to their kid. So they're like, hey man, like, Brian, if it's gonna happen, you're gonna be the one to do it. I was like, you know what? I was like, fine, I'll be that asshole. You know, I was like, you know what? It's not like because I've told him many a times, if you're acting good, you're acting right, you got a job, you're doing everything you're supposed to, you're not harassing the shit out of us every day. I don't mind if you live at the house when you're 18, you know, as long as you're doing what you're supposed to do. But the kid doesn't want to do it. We've all seen this. He wants to do whatever the hell he wants, you know. So I was like, fine. I was like, I'll be that asshole if I have to. And if he thinks I'm an asshole in his eyes for the rest of his life, you know, for doing this, especially if he comes out of it and it turns him into a good person, it turns him to where it fucking, you know, makes that brain click on, like, oh, hey, oh, I shouldn't be doing this. You know, fucking, I guess that's what I gotta be. I gotta be that as long as he freaking does good from it, you know. I didn't want to do it to be an asshole to him, to kick him out, just be like, fuck you, you're out of the house or anything. I want to do it because I want it to force change onto him. It needs to be forced onto him. So, you know, he's all packed up and it's been 3 days. He's been asking, can I come home? Can I come home? We're like, no, you can't. You know, and mother-in-law, grandma, she don't want him back. Freaking mom don't want him back right now. None of us want him back at the house right now. You know, and what we're thinking of doing is when we go see the judge on the 30th for the restraining order thing to see if they're going to continue it on or drop it or whatever, we're going to ask them if they can do it where it's like do it for 3 months or so right now, because he's going to need a lot longer than 2 weeks for this shit to kick in. He's going to need a few months of being on his fucking own without no help from anybody for this to really work. So we're like, we're going to ask him, like, after 3 months, can we come back, have another, you know, hearing date, see how he's doing, an update, if he's changed or whatever. If not, bam, you know, do it for another 3 months and see what's up, you know. So that's how we're going to kind of ask for it. We're not going to just be like, you know, 1 whole year freaking he's not allowed to come back, you know, or anything like that. So but yeah, I figure that's probably a better course of action for the whole thing, is just do it, you know, every few months and see what's an update with him. And if he's changed, we'll drop the restraining order, he can come back home or whatever. But it's like, when he comes back, the kid's gonna need to make sure he has a job, doing everything he's supposed to be doing if he's gonna be living there, contributing and stuff, you know. It's part of growing up. It's part of when you become an adult to do these fucking things. You know, become a productive person in society and do this shit. Don't be some fucking lop that collects welfare and does nothing. That's about it, what's going on right now. Like I said, I didn't kick him out or do the restraining order to be an asshole. I did it to fucking teach him a fucking really hard life lesson that he really needs. And I really hope the kid freaking learns from this. And I hope some good comes from it. You know, and that he's very thankful for what me, his mother, and his grandma, we all do for him and stuff, because there's a lot of stuff he doesn't go and tell people that we do for him. He tries to make us all look like we're bad people and stuff everywhere else, in everyone else's eyes. But other than that, guys, this is your boy CruzinMoto. I will have more updates as we get going on with this whole thing. So, as you guys all know, you guys know the drill. It's your homeboy CruzinMoto. Again, make sure you hit that notification bell to hit all the notifications of the videos coming up. This is your boy. Love, peace, and chicken.
Back from the dead.